True lies. Any Arnie fan knows this movie was business. And say what you want, but James Cameron knows how to make an entertaining blockbuster. Throw in Schwarzenegger and you got yourself a hit. And clearly, being the 90s, a licensed game was mandatory. If you watched my last video on Olympic Summer Games, you know I mentioned and made fun of LJN and its terrible Nintendo library. Well, what do you know? Fortunately, 16-bit wasn't that bad for licenses. The upgrade in technology made gameplay a bit easier to design, with a bit more guarantee in regards to graphical credibility to the movie in question. So those forgettable LJN and Atari licensed games, thank goodness, stayed in the past. Still, that doesn't mean this game is free of regrettable moments. The difficulty level is sky high, even when you just roll around avoiding enemies. Sooner or later, you have to get your hands dirty. I got through the first level hopping like a dumbass, but that only got me so far. Thank God for passwords. The sheer amount of hours it took me to more or less master the controls and know which strategy is best to get out of a tight situation is embarrassing. Most reviews from the time praised this game, giving it anywhere between 70s and 80s out of 100, but not without mentioning how tough of a caper this was. In a way, this game reminded me of Blackthorn. Learning to control Harry Tasker may not be as terrible, but it sure does demand patience. The pistol and shotgun control differently from the Uzi, which makes the Uzi too difficult to handle. See, there's a secret to how much a game's controls are allowed to be stiff or poor to play. If a game is deemed too difficult, tough controls can be unforgivable. Take a game like Super Mario World. Easy to control, but great classic side-scroller difficulty. True Lies loses points in this aspect, where the controls are rough and the gameplay doesn't make up for it. Not even the cool movie stills between levels give it a boost. The levels are like this. Some are okay, others I hated so much I thought I was going to quit this little project of mine. Dude, the park level, so boring. The subway level, so long. As for the docks, well, I thought I was playing Dear Esther. Yeah, that's a real obscure reference, good luck. It got to the point where I killed off everyone and walked around aimlessly in the docks. Although the silence and lack of music was welcome, it was just sad. Others are just plain kind of weird, typical in a licensed game. Why couldn't they have a horse in hotel level instead of the subway? Why couldn't they figure something out instead of some Chinatown level with catacombs, for Christ's sake? And we never see Helen Tasker once. Would have been cool to tag team with her on the Escape from the Island, but no, we get a refinery level. At least they had the sense to have a Harrier jet fighter level, and it's pretty cool to change the pace. The music was so annoying. Rejected riffs from someone's high school band on a repeat. They aren't bad for a few minutes, but after a half hour, even Enter Sandman can become annoying, so go figure. What really got on my nerves though was the last boss. I managed to get through the level and thought, no biggie, I'll figure out the sucker. Well, I pelted him with bullets, but I came to a sad realization. I'll have to play the last level inch by inch, making sure that I collect every ammo and as many lives as possible. It took me almost a day, but I did it. I got so mad that when I reached him, I took a gamble and just stood there, firing, losing 3 or 4 lives. I had 7. But finally, I got him and fired Aziz on a rocket. Yay! Eliza Dushku is safe to star in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. About the end. I saw some YouTube long plays before I attempted this last boss, and the other channels had the end credits rolling with a movie still of Helen and Harry Tasker tangoing. Why did I get thrown back to the title screen? I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Like I said, the difficulty, ease of control ratio is not too respected here, but it got me talking for way longer than most videos, so that's definitely something. Like the video, subscribe with notifications, and throw me a bone in the comments on what you want to see next on Guy's SNES Quest. It's not for me. Do it for your country? Great Bill Paxton. See ya.